is currently 10:27. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2019. Come on, Key. Good evening, everyone. Night is upon us, the evening is here. Day has ended. Come on, Cat. Come on. And now we rest. We prepare to sleep for the night, before that, we sit in meditation, in reflection. We sit in preparation to think about our day, to think about really our life, where we are, what we are doing. Let us sit down together and just have a discussion before we sit down for the night. Sorry. I feel like I was choking on something earlier, so I'm not doing too well, but I'm sure I'll be fine. There we go, Key. As today is Thursday, which I commonly associate or place as the day of the healer, the night of healing. I feel it is only right that we focus tonight on discussing the spirit of the healer and attributes associated with the spirit of the healer. One of which, for tonight at least, that I'm going to talk about is the association of support and the importance of what support means for a healer. I believe I've spoken of this before, but I also just want to sort of talk about it in both a spiritual sense, but also in just a more emotional sense in the healer's life. A good friend of mine was having a talk with me earlier this morning about finding friends, and how friends have different ideals of how she should act and stuff like that. And that sort of coincides with this. Truly finding support, truly finding the support that helps you in who you are, finding your friends and so forth. It's an arduous task on its own, but it is one that will pay off. And when you do it, you will find, you'll find a lot. When you have the support of others, the support of your friends, your family, your ancestors, your spirits, your gods, when you have the support of others backing you up, you'll find that there's much more you can do than you could ever do on your own. Cliche as it sounds, that is the honest truth of it. And that sort of coincides with that a bit. Sorry. Sorry, forgetting a bit what I was just saying. But it sort of coincides with, and that support goes many ways and not just the spiritual. You don't need, you don't always need your friends to be there for your spiritual work. You don't need their support in your spiritual tasks, or when you are doing an invocation with the gods, when you're having dialogue, you don't need the support of your friends to do it. But there are other things besides just the spiritual side of life that you need your friends for, you need their support for. To use really a simple example, say you're getting sick or something, or you're just not feeling well. You could have the support, you have the support of your friends to help make sure you're okay. They'll check up on you and stuff like that. That's part of that. There's also, of course, say something's bothering you. You can count on your friends for their support, which will help you understand why something's bothering you, how it is, and how to work with it. I know it seems a bit rambling, and I really didn't have much. I'm not going to lie, I really have been exhausted and busy these last few days. So I haven't had much time to plan or discuss anything, but really, that's how I see it, I guess. That's sort of how I really see things like that. I will not lie, I have some friends that I'm close with that aren't spiritual or aren't pagan at all. They're not of any pagan faith. One of which specifically is a Protestant. And don't get me wrong, she's really nice. I'm really close with her. But it doesn't change the fact that she is a Protestant and she has such a different ideal than myself. But part of that support that she offers is different than the actual support of a spiritual sense. I would never go to her and say, hey, I had this vision and it was interesting, I would like to discuss with you. Or during this prayer and intercession, or an intermediary session, I saw this sign. I would never ask that of her, because she would immediately try and go the route of, well, that's just the devil, which personally is retarded in my personal opinion. But if something's bothering me, say with my beloved, say if we had an argument, which we never really do, but if something came up, I would go to her and ask advice. How should I go about treating this situation? Did I do something wrong? And if I did, how should I change it? And that's what your friends are. Friends are there more for sometimes than spiritual. You don't need your friends to be of the same practices or same lifestyle like that. I have friends like that, don't get me wrong. I have many friends. One of my closest friends, practically like a second mom to me almost sometimes, that's how she was. She was a very... she specifically, but she worships Hecate and those specific deities. But she herself is of a pagan faith, and I can go to her about emotional issues and spiritual issues. So I guess that's sort of just the give and take of it, or a way to look at it. Support can come from many things and appear in many forms. And I guess that's just the whole takeaway for it. Sorry if this seems a bit disjointed, but there's really not much more I could say about it outside just those basic points that I'm sort of jumping around a lot on. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully I'll be getting some more rest coming up. It's just been a really, really chaotic week. If I make it a bit personal, that major storm that happened, pretty much one of the hit where I live. We got really lucky. We didn't get the worst of it. No, that was Denver and Springs, but we still got hit bad enough that it caused a lot of problems with my businesses, for my work, the stuff, my office and stuff like that, that I had to spend a lot of my day sort of playing catch up for yesterday. And that leaves me a bit exhausted, I'm not going to lie, because I didn't have much time to really sit down and think things over. That being said, thanks to the support of my friends, having friends I talk with, this was something that was able to come up earlier in the morning and sort of something I could work with. It was also the support of those I work with that we were able to figure out the issue and get it fixed pretty quickly, thankfully. So that's sort of how it works, I guess. You don't need support in just your spiritual life, in just your practices. You need it in really everything. But that's all for now. Tomorrow will be the prayer for, since it'll be Friday, and then we'll discuss my week in a fullness. So I'll have sort of a longer video Friday night, sort of just discussing everything that's come up and my opinions of it. But that's for tomorrow, my friends. I shall see you guys later, and I hope all of you have a nice night.